Oh, it's big. I mean, I think just where we are right now, putting together a 48-minute game defensively, I think that's our biggest focus. So tonight's a big game.
What can you guys do to change the defensive approach so that way you play more how you want to, how Mike wants you to?
I mean, I think just starting off the game, being physical without fouling. I think we've seen that marching teams opponents with 7 minutes left in the first quarter, right? That's not ideal, but at the same time, just letting a team just walk into your paint, just get layups, that isn't it either. So I think finding that balance is big for us.
Are there some indicators that you see early in a game that tells you, whether you guys are doing okay defensively or not? Because it feels like as soon as you see Domas get in foul trouble, it usually means that there's been breakdowns on the perimeter and they're getting to him early.
I think it's just where teams start their offense, right? If a team's able to just get to the top of the key, everyone's able to move freely. I think that's one thing as opposed to, when teams pressure us, we're on our heels, we're having to have our back to the basket. I think there's little things like that starting off possession usually will dictate how the possession is going to go.
How much of are you having a good time looking at the standings every night and having, number one, seeing you guys all the way up at the top, but also seeing all these games that are meaningful to you and to everyone else?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch ESPN, they always start at 4 for some reason, so I don't see us on the standings too much on TV, but I think it's nice to know where we are, but I think there's so many games left, and just seeing how these games are being played, it's just a reminder for us every single night that we have to be focused, because when you look at our wins, I always think about our losses and how many games we could have won doing this or could have done that. So I think tonight's an opportunity to go in the right direction.
Harrison, you've been here on this team longer than anyone. How does it feel to finally be having a season like this, despite despite the last loss?
It's rewarding. I think just seeing so many teammates, just different people come throughout this organization over the years, to see the fans, and frankly the disappointment over the years. I think it's nice to be able to have the energy in the building, to be able to come through with wins, and to have a chance for a fun postseason. I think it's just rewarding for everyone who's just been involved with the Kings for a number of years, right? And obviously, me for the last 5.
Right.
Going back to James' question and standings, and we've talked to you about this before, but now that it's getting closer toward the end of the season, how much standings watching are you guys doing?
I mean, it's not necessarily standings watching. I think you're just watching the games that are being played. Like, you're seeing a different level of intensity, a different level of focus from teams as they're going out and playing in these games, especially look at games yesterday, right? So I think for us, especially with the way the rest of this month is looking, we need to start taking those steps in the right direction. We need to start tightening up what we're doing defensively. Offensively, I think we'll be fine. We've shown that this season. I think that's not really a concern for us, but defensively, we still have room to grow.
Couple more guys. Are games like the last 2 and tonight's like an opportunity to kind of learn something about yourself when it comes to being potential playoff matchups?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you look at, Minnesota. Obviously, they making the playoffs last year, but how they played us those first 3 games. I think you look at New Orleans, not only what they did in the playoffs last year, but how they played against us the first time we saw them in New Orleans. I think these are all opportunities for us to say, okay, this is where we were. Are we going to get better? Are we going to continue to do the same things that we did the last time? Or are we going to take a step forward? So I think that regardless of winning or losing, it's how we're going about things. And sometimes when you win so many games, things kind of get swept beneath the rug. But at this time of the year, you want to just make sure that you're clicking on all cylinders.
Compared to the last 5 seasons, how has Coach Brown changed things this season?
I think he's done a great job of really just keeping everyone accountable, getting everyone to buy in. I think it's easier said than done when you win, but I think at the beginning of the season, we started off 0-4. It was tough. We definitely could have went either way for our season, and I think guys really bought in to just wanting to be better, to wanting to change the narrative, and we've done that so far this season. But obviously, like I said, we still have a long way to go.
Thanks.